Lily's Place started with a question of how to best care for babies with NAS. NAS stands for Neonatal Abstinence Syndrome. That means that a baby has had prenatal exposure to substances that would cause them to have withdrawal, and then they have symptoms of that withdrawal. I was a nurse at Cabell Huntington Hospital in the intensive care nursery, and we were just seeing lots and lots of babies being born with prenatal substance exposure, and they were staying for long periods of time. Research led us to a place in Kent, Washington called the PICC Center. They were kind enough to bring us out there and teach us about the environment and therapeutic handling techniques, and we just knew that we had to have a place like that here in Huntington. Our environment is so different from the NICU. We provide a more relaxing, calm environment. The lights are dim, movements are slow and unhurried. We swaddle them and just comfort them. The environment is just huge in the recovery for these babies. While we were caring for these babies in the NAS Center, we realized that families needed lots of support.
When I started working at Lily's Place as a peer support, we quickly realized that the supports that we were giving to these moms, a lot of them needed more care, more time, more support. A lot of the women who are in long-term residential treatment facilities that are pregnant or parenting are there because the scare of CPS involvement, and so these mothers are working to sustain recovery, but they are working towards becoming a mom again and being able to have their children back or be able to keep their children in the first place. And at Lily's Place, we have been so blessed to be able to see mothers who never would have been able to keep their babies at birth. They were able to continue residing at home with their moms, and we were able to watch these mothers just grow into not just mature moms that were able to care for their children, but they were achieving freedom from addiction, and they were becoming model citizens and taxpayers and learning how to enroll their children in daycare. And a lot of these things seem like menial little things, but if you've ever had any addiction in your life whatsoever, then you'll know that these are huge, huge milestones.
Lily's Place has impacted me in several ways, but one of my favorites is that it's given me an opportunity to provide joy and objectivity and encouragement to those in their darkest moments. I feel like a big misconception about Lily's Place is that we only provide services to people within the recovery community. But Lily's Place is for everyone. Whether you're struggling with mental health, whether it's trauma, grief, life changes, life transitions, any and all, Lily's Place can provide something for you. Another misconception about therapy is that something has to be wrong in order for you to seek services. But it isn't about having a diagnosis or about something being wrong. It allows them to come in some of their weakest moments and just have support, encouragement, a smile. It just gives them a safe space to be themselves without fear of judgment. With a lot of my clients, I compare it to roots in a flower garden. And if you don't dig out the roots, the weeds continue to grow. And a lot of times we have those emotional weeds in our lives. And therapy just provides you the shovel to get out some of those weeds.
I see kids that are struggling and know that with just a little bit of some intervention that they can manage through those struggles and be able to then be successful in whatever they're wanting to do. Whether their struggles have been issues with school or just being happy, that we can work with them and provide that bit of intervention for them that helps them along. And so I like seeing those kids and those families experience that change. For a lot of our clients, there's been a pretty significant positive impact in helping this child work through those issues. Not only are we seeing this child be able to feel more in control of their emotions, but we see this family being able to find less stress themselves. And so seeing that whole family unit be able to feel healthier and look healthier and have that sense of calmness, it's really rewarding to see this change happening, not only for the kid, but for their entire family.
Lily's Place's mission is to see healthy families thrive. We started in just caring for babies, but knowing that a baby is a part of a family unit, whether they are affected by substance use or not, we want to see families ending the cycle of substance use and addiction and enter into a state and a place of thriving. And so in all of our services, whether it's treatment, NAS center or even just outpatient, we want them to leave better than they were when they came in. And so in every service, that's the goal. We would not exist without the incredible outpouring of support we receive from the community over the years. Churches, individuals, businesses, organizations, both local, statewide, and even on a national level. Without that, we would not be able to be here and serve the people that we serve. We hear story after story every week from clients, current or past, of how Lily's Place has impacted them. And for us, that tells us two things. It helps us to understand that we need to keep going because we're touching lives, but it also encourages us to tell those stories because they really matter. We want to advocate for our clients, for the families that we serve, and we hope that people in the community, in learning more about Lily's Place and ways that you can get involved in our organization, that you would then become advocates for not just Lily's Place, but the families that we serve as well. They deserve advocacy, they deserve compassion, and they deserve care because we want to, again, leave them better than we found them, and so that they can then do that for other people. For more information on ways to partner with us, you can visit us at lilysplace.org.